Hello friends, you're watching Colonel Failure playing Transport Fever. And that's a train. There you go, that's pretty much what you should expect. We're in the very front end of 1894. And obviously we're sat just at the tail end of the viaduct here as one of the delivery trains heads out towards its destination. But you know me well enough to know that that's not what I was setting you up for. What I was setting you up for is emerging now. I couldn't time that better if I tried. So here's the double-header fuel train coming through. 301 is its capacity. 280. That's most respectable. That's going to pay off really rather nicely. And due to the size of these particular tanker wagons, you need quite a few of them to get 280 on board. Later on, it won't need anything like as much, and we'll almost certainly be using some of our favourite goods trains to transport this across the rather magnificent viaduct that was constructed at the tail end of the live stream. We are now free of the live stream and we're back to business as usual. So what's occurring? Well, the good news, such as it is that we're pleasantly buoyant as far as cash is concerned. Last year we earned 18.2, we spent 11.4 on running costs. We spent quite a bit more than that when it comes to new vehicles and a bit of construction and what have you. But it does mean that effectively we are, well, let's say 5 for the sake of argument. We're 5 million positive income. I've got a 10 million quid loan out at the moment, which is not exactly ideal, but it's fine. Hopefully this should mean that pork barreling to achieve anything at all is now a thing of the past. If we look at the lines menu here, what we will see quite quickly is that the majority of lines are profitable, and those that aren't really aren't very unprofitable. You know, they're slightly unprofitable. The Sioux Falls bulk freight is probably the most concerning, given that by all rights it should be making absolute money, absolute hand over absolute fist. But it's not doing so at the moment. Now, we can up tempo. We have an up tempo opportunity here in that we've just had the steam truck released. So for lines like this fella here, we can get the steam truck into service. There we go. So that's a capacity of 6 rather than the 6 that we're using at the moment. Okay, right, I've not completely looked that through then, have I? 16 miles per hour, 16 miles per hour. Yeah, there's really not much to call between them, and they're even the same price. So I'll look for anywhere that has not been upgraded, and then when you come back, we'll talk about what we're going to get up to today. So don't you go changing. Turns out, of course, that everything was magnificent already. Well, there's that. Go me, being ahead of the curve. So what do we got going on now? I've got 5 million to invest in the next bit of expansion we've got going on. So the traditional thinking is to look at where you've got an excess that needs you need to pick up the pace of. If we have a look here. 222, ooh, that's very nice, fuel waiting to go to Sioux Falls, which is absolutely splendid. This is, what are you doing here? Food train. Food train is trying to pick up cattle. Now, I don't know if the cattle has picked up sufficiently to make money out of that yet, but it's going in the right direction, let's put it that way. Everything else is kind of working. So basically, I need a cheap route to expand what I'm doing already. A little bit further today, and the cheap routes we have on offer, friends, are all going to be involving Brussels here, and we could go for Krakow over there or Barcelona. Those are by far and away the cheapest routes that I could set up. So I'm not in a position to be bulldozing the centre of town, so this is going to have to be a very traditional kind of station setup. Now, the reason those two over anything else is, I guess we could do Dortmund to Wolverhampton if we wanted to, but I don't want to create huge long lines that go out into the middle of nowhere just yet. Want to try and build up Brussels so that it can really be a powerhouse to drive other routes that we've got going on. Before I do that, though, let's just make sure we don't have any trains waiting for me to unscrew them. No, all trains currently unscrewed. This is good. So yeah, I want to bash out a quick route, get a train running on it, just one. Probably won't be able to afford much more than that anyway. And then after that, I shall look at reconnecting the roads that have been severed so far, and we'll look a little bit further out. But we're into a consolidation mode for the time being while we wait for cash to pick up. The other town that would have made sense to connect would be Indianapolis. Because that will help Sioux Falls out. And given that so much stuff originates back here, the more I can do to really, accelerate the growth of the town, the better, frankly. But the problem with getting to Indianapolis is that the track laying, I'm going to need either to do an over, which is expensive, or an under, which is expensive. So it would either be a tunnel. When I've experimented in the past, I've always done a tunnel that kind of starts around here, and then swoops round into Indianapolis before swooping on across the river and hitting Krakow. So that's not on the cards right now because it's too ruddy expensive. We've also got these two passenger lines here that I need to deal with at some point in the future. I'm going to need to do something clever with one of these, with probably both of these, and again, don't have the cash for clever right now. So we're going to worry about that a little bit later on. For now, however, I think continue our progress out across the European leg is probably the way to go. Now, where is the best and wisest position to put a station? So if we have a quick look at some distribution of population here, I think this residential might be the place to go, in which case we're going to stick it in there. Right, we'll get rid of a bit of that because we'll need the space. But we're going to end up coming in from Indianapolis around here like this, which will, everything will head out to both Shanghai and Wellington. See, I've even got the names in head at the moment, and that almost never happens. And then probably out to Barcelona as well. So, I'm not entirely sure how that will work, but you've got the opportunity for a really nice loop going on here through Brussels. But again, I don't have a complete handle on how that will be. Initially, I think what we're going to aim for is just getting track laid in a reasonably coherent fashion, and then later on we shall work on expanding that and beefing things up, almost like you would if you were playing this traditionally. Which I am sort of doing. Right, let's go with a flexible station on this. And the reason that I like using a flexible station is we'll go with the main street connection. We'll give it 400 metres so I don't have to pay extra later on. And then we will go with maximum end connections. We won't need to do anything clever as far as curvature is concerned, I shouldn't think. Yeah, a straight line might do, but we might curve it just for the sake of... No. We're not going to do anything for the sake of just doing it. We'll do it properly or we won't do it at all. There we go. Give yourself a stern talking to once in a while makes all the difference. There we go. 125 grand, I'll take that. That's sold. We'll ride that one to the bank. That's the most hideous thing I've seen today. There we go. And a bit of this... And obviously, I'll need to set up some commuter lines with this. Obviously, I'm going to need to create a means whereby you can get over to the other side. At some point, I plan on doing a sunken station, but it's where it makes geographic sense to do so, I think, is what I'll probably end up doing it. And of course, doing a sunken station is an expense in itself. So it's not the cheapest way to set things up. Construction's not possible, Gov. All right, let's make it possible. I think we can probably make it possible if we do it like that, can't we? Yes, we can. And then we'll run our standard crossways here that isn't going to take it because you're too close to the little slip road by the station. That'll probably do the trick. See, probably. That's the level of certainty we like to work with. I would quite like to bulldoze this chap. 75 grand. Not cheap, but necessary. so that we can connect that up as well. And then we should develop a reasonable amount of growth alongside here, and hopefully that'll spill over onto the other side of the station as well, making this a monumental success. We're going to need a commutation, if you like, we can make that a word. A commutation service here is going to be required. I'm tempted to do it the other side to try and force things, but actually I think the smart money is on just keeping this close at hand. Let's see if we can't plunk it in straight next to the station itself, which we can. There we are, marvellous. And then a couple of in-town commutation services as well. Let's get one out there. I'll figure eight this one, I think. Then a bit over. Let's give that a bit more road. There you go. If you head out over that way there, friend. Now, it dawned on me, it's possibly dawned on you already, but it's dawned on me in the last, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, that by having severed connections between towns, I'm actually harming the growth capability of those towns, because population growth in towns is in part, at least, influenced by the number of passengers coming into it. So if you're not delivering very many passengers, then you are hampering your town's growth prospects there, and so it does make sense to allow them to travel by cart or by carrier pigeon or whatever means of transport they find most agreeable. You've not been anywhere near aggressive enough with that corner there, man. Yeah, and even with a wiggly route, you're going to struggle to make that work. All right, I know. I only just built that. All right, let's have another crack at it. Yeah, so reconnecting up the connections between towns is actually going to be pretty useful. Right, how does that look instead? We're going for Brussels, you see. So I don't want to go through. I don't want to go through those fields because that's very expensive. So I'm going to create a as the crow flies, if it is particularly inebriated route, and hopefully that'll sort us right out. Right, now we'll need a crossover of some description here. Maybe we can get a diamond on there, but I'm not holding out hope. I should have done, because that worked just fine. And then we also need a spill out this way as well to head towards Indianapolis. So something like that. Just a little future planning is what we're after. Where's my points? There's my points. That should work first time, which obviously it does, because this isn't the first time I've done this. There we go. Right, that's quite nice. Of a Y-shaped bendy, well, it's V-shaped. No, it's a Y shape. Shut up. Yeah, that'll work just fine. Right, you got distracted there. You didn't finish off your bus route. You can tell that I'm full of the joys of being back in the pre-recorded saddle rather than doing it live, allowing myself to get distracted. What a shambles. Right, there we go. That'll do it. Right, I'm going to get that rolling now, despite the fact that nobody's realistically going to want to use it, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6, and then 5, and then 4, 3, 2. Perfect. Right, good, thank you. Line 1, no. Okay, crack out. Well, I suppose that's going to be crack, isn't it? Or we could go KRKW, which I think actually sounds a little bit better. Commuter. I don't think it's called commuter. I can't remember my naming conventions. I'm all over the shop. Right. Now, I haven't yet done, and this is something I need to address at some point. I haven't yet done a tram line, but I plan on making one town station, not station, station. Again, you're going to need a T in there. There's station shuttle. Yeah, so I want to do one town with a properly good tram system in there. You know, full on wide roads and boulevards up which trams may traverse tremendously. There you go. Have some alliteration on me. I'm in the mood. Right, now then, let's run some track out of here just to make the AI think twice before it does nefarious things. Now, I've got some building space there. And we've got some here. Maybe we can thread a tunnel under there. This would be a first. I don't usually do this, you know. Now, for £500,000, that's... okay, all right, well, we shaved some cash there quite quickly. Now, it's quite an aggressive tunnel, but it makes a change from all those bridges. There we go, we'll take it. 400 and change there, that's not cheap. We'll route you onto that one about there, and it'll be good to route it over here as well. Let's... Whose house do we not... Where's Mrs. Miggins living these days? I think it's... Am I going to get... Let's think about this the other way. If we were to take a road through there... Yeah. Sorry, chum. You're out on your ear. Again. Should have seen it coming. Oh, no, he's building a station in our town. The progress, it's coming for my house. That's what people tend to say. Yeah, okay, right, that looks good. Let's get a connection up on this side as well. Yeah, see, look, there we got straight lines. Everybody loves them. Let's get rid of all of this country road rubbish. Put in some straight lines. That one's particularly not straight. Let's try that again, shall we? From there, straight line-ish, mostly. Yes, that's what people came to see. No. Yes, there we are. Right, okay, that'll do nicely. And then we'll just run a bisector across all of those, rather like that. There you go. Right, fully connected, everything's glorious. That's going to need a secondary connection at some point, because that tunnel is just going to be moider during rush hour. But we'll figure that out in the fullness of time. Right, let's get some vehicles running on this. I'm reluctant to do it too quickly, but we're going to get it going early so that maybe there's some passenger build up by the time we get a train coming. Where shall I build? Let's build out on this bit. I know it's not connected. It's all right. I'm not a complete dingbat. There we go. Medium country road. Onto, well, yeah, all right. We'll do it on that. Right. Okay. So I think 4 should do it on that one. Let's go for the latest and greatest, which is going to be, I suspect, the Landauer. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set line. Krakow station shuttle. There we go. Right, you get to work. Right, while that's getting to work, we shall now connect up this masterpiece of late Victorian engineering up to Brussels. Now, what have we actually got going on over here already? Where was I planning to take that? You honestly couldn't tell. You have no idea where that's supposed to go. Is it going to? I think it's going to Indianapolis. You know. All right, well, where are the others going? Let's take the long view. We've got 4 double routes here. Now, obviously, there's going to be some back and forth on them. I've got at least one that terminates. No, we've got no termini at the moment. All right, so if you went to Indy, then you'd go to Krakow, Shanghai. You'd go to Wellington. You'd hit, or maybe Barcelona, Wellington, and then you'd be backing up on yourself. And given that we've already connected, all right, so we don't... So you're Barcelona, you're Wellington, you're Shanghai. No, you're Krakow. Shanghai, you can't get a direct single stop. Okay, right, good. That's a decision executively made. Right, let's kill off some of this more. Some more of this road. We're going to come straight through there, Gov, so, you know, don't get comfortable. And then we'll head out this way. Yep, that'll do it. Right, good. Now then, where is... There's my connection. If we just skirt the edge of that field, everything should be peachy keen. Hold on. There you go. Bulldoze that and all. Yeah. Come on, do some skirting. Skirting the field. There. My goodness, this is a nice bit of flat map we've got going on here, which makes everything ever so easy to do. I think what we do next, we shall go mountainous again. But I have not fully scratched the surface of what I'm doing with this map yet. I have high and lofty aspirations that we are still some way from hitting. Right, okay, so what comes in from there? That's Detroit. Now, you've got Detroit to Brussels. Does it go anywhere else? Detroit, Brussels. It goes Detroit, Brussels. Okay, well, in fact, that's an easy upgrade to make. We've got 2 trains on there already. That will serve our purposes very nicely and not cost me a penny. Right, let's get some signalling up on here then. Now, with only 2 trains, you could argue that the amount of signalling I need is negligible. But over time, this will be dealing with rather more than just 2 trains. It will be dealing with almost 3, I would say. Right, 1 there and 1 here, and then we need the junction taken care of. So we'll put 1 on that. Everything else gets left alone, and then we put 1 on here as well. We might as well match the position, and sorted. Right, okay. So we're going to upgrade Detroit Brussels, which is a nice cheap solution. Right, so from Brussels, you're then going to go out to Krakow, and then back to Brussels. Right, that should spice this line up as well, which is also beneficial, because a spicy line is a profitable line, and you're on the wrong track there, amigo. So when you finish doing what you're doing now, I'm going to turn you around the other way. Now there is the opportunity to upgrade the engines on here as well. I mean, you know, that would be spending money for the sake of spending it, arguably, but. Right, no, and turn around. There you go. I want you heading back towards Detroit. Thank you. Okay, splendid. Yes, because the Atlantic and its ilk are arriving relatively soon. Nice. Also, this train, this particular train, should be European in nature. Given that now the weight of its travels are in Europe, and it arrives in Detroit at the end of the line there, I see no reason why it should be sporting a US loco rather than something else. So what is that? That's not American, is it? Surely we've. I was looking to see if it had the word "general" printed on the side of it. This is just a great bridge. Here we go. Let's so await its imminent arrival. Imminently. And it is the donut. Good. Well, that was worth doing. Yeah. So if we were to replace this, what would I replace it with right now? I don't think we will, but let's have a quick consideration of our options. Now, the good news is that we are coming into the. It is the general. The good news is that we are coming into the stage where we're going to have a lot more choice as far as locomotives go, and I'll be able to start hitting up the Steam Workshop to get some exciting things that we can deploy. So the PLM we've already used relatively extensively. The Prussian is an older class. I don't think we're going to use any of these. The Baldwin's not bad, but obviously that's American as well. And then you've got the little tank engine version of the Prussian, which isn't really ideal. So I think we're going to wait for the next iteration. I haven't used anything like enough moguls. I don't think I've deployed anywhere near enough of those, and when I have, it's largely been freight. So I will hold fire on that and wait until this service picks up a little bit more speed. Have we got any passengers at all doing anything at all out here? No, we have not. Just gonna have to let it bed in. That's the rule there. Now then, right, let's have a quick look at some oil, because that's going rather well. Right, so El Paso bulk freight. It looks like that's loading right now. Here's the hub's fuel train. Now it says it brought 210 back again. It would be very nice if it were to take a full load to go get converted, which it didn't. And given the weight of oil that we've got out there, I think I need to upgrade my oil train here. to have it hauling a little bit more. What's its capacity right now? 140. Upgrade. Right, so we're running a consolidation on that one. Let's leave that alone, but we want to add, oh, I don't know, 140 did I say? So let's up that to 210, so that's 10 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Replace now is going to cost me 3.7. Okie dokie. Expensive though it may be, it is a money printer. Coming close to $1 million a year, and with this particular upgrade, I should say, it will do yet further, given that we're at 600 waiting. Because if the fuel train is running partially empty, then my delivery trains are going to run partially empty, and we ain't got room for that kind of thinking in my dojo. Right, now, the other thing that we should look to do, and I haven't got the cash for it now, is to start to extend our goods lines out to other cities. Having a hub serving 2 cities is, well, I mean, it's very nice for the cities involved, but it's not ideal. Now, I've got this single line that already runs out right next door to Krakow, right? So the majority of heavy engineering is already done. All I need to do is just create a nice little drop-off. In fact, I wouldn't even need to do that. I could build a truck route here, which would mean that you would potentially bring some back. In fact, yeah, all right, okay, that might be a plan. All right, we could do that now. Given we're talking Krakow today, we'll do that now because that's easy money. That's helping everybody make more cash. So if I swing this around here, like so, like that, in fact, and then we stick another one. What am I delivering? Food. So we look at where's the commercial here? Right the way over there. Well, if we grow that next to this bus stop, that's not a terrible idea. We could drop it at the bus stop. Hey, Colonel, did you know you could drop goods at bus stops? I did know that, but I choose not to. How about here? Do I get a little bit more reach if I go from here? Nope. What about there? See, what I want is, I'm pointing at the screen here. It's not going to help you, but it's making me feel better. I want that big square one on the crossroads. Okay, hold on. What about in here? This looks like there might be enough room. There is enough room if I bulldoze half the town. Take your finger away from the mouse button. There we go. How's that? No, that's worse. Okay. Oh, flipping it. We've got someone moving in. They've clearly caught wind of the fact that there is about to be progress delivered here. It's just going to have to be around here somewhere, isn't it? You are making a meal of this. Too much debate, not enough action. Get on with it. Go on. There. Sold. Right. And then we run a quick shuttle. Hold on. Well, let's get the naming convention right. Cattle trucking. Freight delivery, I think, may work just as well. Right, so out to there. Now, it's not the shortest of routes, is it? So I'm going to need to pile drive a few people in there, but this is KRKW, freight delivery. Right, okay, cool. All right, so from the road depot, we shall now buy ourselves some truck. Here we go. I will use the steam lorry because I'm that way inclined. Let's go with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set that onto freight delivery. There we go. Right, progress, everybody. Progress. Krakow's kind of going like, flipping heck, why are we so important all of a sudden? Because you are. So the likelihood is that we'll start... No, he's not going to bring anything back, is he? Not unless I plumb in a couple of... no, that's not going to work. Not unless I were to stick fuel tankers on the end of it, because the food will just go straight to the truck stop. Oh, dang it. And that's also going to cannibalise my food deliveries that head back in that direction. Okay, all right, this might be we might need to have a bit of a rethink here. But we don't need to have a rethink until this starts upping the tempo. That's going to upgrade in 7 months, apparently. Well, we'll just have to see, won't we? Let's see. What are you running? You are packing 4 of 6. You are 4 of 6. I'm sensing a theme. 2 of 6. Nope, not sensing a theme. All right. 3, yeah, and 3, and we've got 7 waiting. So it's relatively consistent, and we've got capacity to do more. I would very much like to do more so that this goods train coming in could be running at close to capacity. That would be a good thing. Yes. Right, okay, so to wrap up today, I'm going to fill in some roads and then we'll look at where we are vis-a-vis profitability on the new stuff. So, Brussels to Barcelona. Brussels to Barcelona. Yes, very good. Okay, well, there's a bit of road missing there. We could start with that. Question is, where's the it's going to be around here, isn't it? Also, it partially counts as, you know, what does the game consider Brussels? Because if you connect to the wrong side of the station, that doesn't count at all. 49,000. I wonder if we can do that a little cheaper. There's 12. I'll spend that. I'm even upgrading the roads. Look, I'm giving them a better road. Right, okay, let's tick that one off. Right, Detroit, Brussels. Well, you've got a very handsome rail line going on there, you know. And where's the road bridge? Here's the road bridge, which I have. I've rendered inert. So if we stick that in there, I don't think that's going to help anybody at all, but we're going to need that. And that's obviously this bit of road needs to connect to that bit of road. You see, like, I'm a total scientist, me. We could, you know what? Let's have a level crossing here. Might be really quite scenic, you know. Why on earth not? Why would you not? All right, let's do a bit of that, and this should. That's changed absolutely nothing. All right, where does this road go? It only goes as far as this quarry. Okay, so where's the Brussels bit of road interstate style? What's it that I have severed? Nowhere obvious. All right. Well, in which case we'll put another level crossing in here. Right, and then we might as well connect that up to there. Really? Why? Have you got road-based plans to it? No. We're keeping the road people happy, and you know, because the road people, they have feelings too. There's no reason at all to treat them so harshly as to deny them all roads everywhere. Yeah, I could do this on the cheap, but I'd sooner just, you know, just get some good swoopy lines. Right, that's good. Right, El Paso, Detroit, and Grand Junction, Detroit. Okay, well, that's going to be using either this road bridge or that one. Okay, so let's... Grand Junction's packing out quite nicely, you know. It is coming on rather well. I hadn't looked at that in a bit. I'll look at the. I'll give you a quick look at the town size high scoreboard before we flee the scene today. But Grand Junction is definitely coming along nicely. I might have underestimated just how much track I need to lay down for its station, which is going to be quite exciting. But we'll figure that out in the fullness of time. Right then. I don't think it's going to be this lumber camp that we hook up to. I think it's going to be the worst piece of road imaginable. No. Let's do that. Right, and then let's make contact over here. That's another one off the list. Right, El Paso, Detroit. Okay, well, I know I deleted a whole bunch of stuff going down here. Where's the... So here's obviously where the road was in history. Yeah, I say I don't really want to be spending this kind of money. That's a lot of money to be spending on road. We are a train-first organisation, first and foremost. Right, okay, well, how about we do something that just kind of follows the train. That might work. It might not, but it might. My goodness, this hill here is has proved to be quite expensive when it comes to a bit of the laying of Tarmacadon. You know what? If I'm feeling that way inclined, I might even run this as a tunnel that goes in parallel with the train tunnel, because that would be quite cool. Sensible? No, not even slightly. Will I get any return from this investment at all? No, I won't. But it'll look good eventually. Alright, well, show me, give me a price on that. Price check, unnecessary tunnel. $1 million. $945,000. I like it too much not to do it. There we are. It's there. That's kind of interesting. I quite like it. Yeah, given it's going to be in competition with the train, I quite like that. I mean, the only way it would have been better is if I'd... actually, let's try it as an experiment. So you know that track will snap-ish to the side of road. Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah, exactly like that. Hold on. There you go. There we are. Right, we've got it following alongside the road there. So if I back this up a little, I'm prepared to spend up to 20,000 on this experiment. Right. Okay. So that will do. Right. That is. You might not believe it, but that's snapped to the side of the road there. Now, if I continue it snapped, will it form a unified bridge with the road? I'm not buying it, obviously. It's looking like signs point to no. Yeah. Okay. Because that would be amazing if the bridge would adapt and have the road and rail going at the same time. Now, arguably, there'll be some mod work you could do with that, maybe even with the viaduct stuff, that would make that happen. But no, not currently. Right. Okay. Well, that did not actually affect El Paso being connected to Detroit, which is flummoxed me a little. Right, because this is the wrong side of El Paso. This is the right side of El Paso. Now, what I've done before is I've run a bit of road over the top of the hillside here as a secondary in-town connection, as it were. Let's go out as far as here, and then onto no. You see, look, what I want you to do, something like that, right? I'll do it manually. There we go. And then something like this. I don't think this is going to work because it's going to be way too far out of town for the town to register it. Let's pull that up onto there. Right, good. Still not connected. To be honest, I hadn't expected that to work either. But what else could we do here? We could do... we might be able to pop a quick bridge over there. So why not try it? We don't want that to be a level crossing unless we absolutely have to. So there we go. There's a bit of bridge. This is actually looking like quite a stylish bit of building, although the bridge pillars aren't best placed. So I'd want to pull my bridge back so that I could get a reasonably even distribution of bridge pillars. That's actually a reasonably even distribution of bridge pillars right there. We'd wanted to use a funky bridge, and that's actually quite nice, that one. I like that. How much are you charging me? 52k? Sold. Link that up onto that. Right, still not done. Okay, so it's possibly a problem at Detroit's end. And it shouldn't be, because that's all connected. Or is it? I don't think that's not connected. You got close to connected, but not actually connected. That's one more off the list. Right, Rill to Grand Junction. Okay. And then Rill to Vancouver. Okay. Right. Here's a bit of Grand Junction-esque road going on here. We'll link that back up so it's connected to its predecessor, although from the looks of it, its predecessor is entirely bitten the dust due to some merciless application of bulldozery. So we're going to need to plough that back in. So we'll go from here. There you go. And once again, we'll get close to the tracks, because that's always exciting. Come on. Thank you. All right, close to the tracks, because that's always exciting. Round the corner. Now, this is all of the... I mean, I'm going to say that it's a catastrophic waste of money, but it's not. It's a partial waste of money, because this will help my existing town setups to grow a little faster than with pure train delivery. Right, that's done. Real Vancouver. Is there any kind of a road link existing already? Because if there isn't... Oh, hold on. What are you? You look promising, don't you? Okay, yeah. Okay, right, well, that was easy. Yeah, so this should help. Everything that I've got going on already should help it grow a little bit quicker, and that didn't count. Nuts. All right, I must have removed some more. I think it might be here, you know. Don't ask me why. I just got a suspicion. This is clearly tunnel territory. So if we do that and then go on, make it cheaper. 300k. That's not cheaper, is it? Ah, that was a 200. 269. Again, not the cheapest, but I'll take it. And then bulldoze this little and that. Plough that on, and that'll be brilliant. Right, just Krakow to Indianapolis to go, and then we're in business, and everybody's happy, and the red flashy light that we are all so familiar with and so friendly with will cease its flashery for the time being. I don't anticipate that it will stop flashing for very long, but it is going to stop flashing today, and that's a good place to start. Right, let's do this. I know I'm planning something ambitious, and then over the top. Whoop. Just enough to give it a bridge. Okay, 86k. I've seen worse. Can you? Yeah, that's it. That's nicer. Although that pillar sitting right alongside the track is pretty hideous. About 100k. Right. Let's find a design that we like. Ooh, let's try. What's that one? Possibly not the most practical. You? No. You? No, maybe this one. I quite like that. That's quite pleasing. What about you? No, this one. Ooh, menacing. But no. What about that one? Yes, that's quite soft and soothing. That one. Right. Okay, and then we'll take this over here and stick it on there. And attack. No more flashing. Mission complete. That's it. Game over. Right, let's go over to Krakow, see if we've got anybody waiting. We've got a passenger at least. 7. Oh, brace yourselves. We ought to rename this line now. So this is now Detroit to Krakow. And that will undoubtedly make a bit of cash as we progress. Have we got anybody? Yes, we've got one person waiting for a bus in both directions. They can't wait. It doesn't matter where they go. They just want to get away from there. Then we got some truck here. Running empty. Truck stop currently empty. Okay, but, you know, we just got to have a little bit of faith where that's concerned. Let's call up the line and see if we've actually delivered anything while I've been faffing about with roads. Finances. No. Freight delivery of Krakow. All right, order by this. Right, ELPS bulk freight, El Paso bulk freight is still woefully under-delivering, and that is cause for concern. Detroit Krakow is currently unprofitable, but that will change. I could do with getting its frequency up. Speaking of which, let's just check I've got nothing that is completely outside frequency. Hub's food, see, that's a little on the slow side, but it is still profitable. And that's a good thing. Hub's fuel is very profitable. Let's look at the leaderboard here. Brussels, Vancouver is still making money like there's no tomorrow. That's good too. Okay, well, there's a lot of positivity to take away from this. We're certainly performing in a buoyant fashion. 19.2 in, running costs of 12.3. So we're looking at about 7 million. It is December. It's the end of the year, but we're pointing in the right direction. I just need these chaps to start breeding a few more cows a little bit quicker. Anyway, that'll wrap it up for today. I've been Colonel Failure. We've got a long way to go, friends, and a long time to get there. But we're going to get there, and soonish. I was hoping there'd be a train around here, but he's clearly elsewhere at the present time. Anyway, next time around, expect a little bit more expansion, and we'll probably, if I'm short on cash, we'll probably do a little bit of prettification or somewhere. Yeah, you see, look, there's Brussels, Vancouver, carrying 65. Beautiful. Where's me Detroit service? Where did I leave Detroit? I left it around here somewhere. There we go. Why are you two all bunched up? Where are you going? You're off to Rill. That's okay then. And there we go. We've got 49 on board coming from Krakow. This is going to help his annual income dramatically. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching. I shall be back soon with more, obviously, because I'm always back soon with some more. And I hope to see you then. Sling a like at this one if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe so you do not miss out. And I'll catch up with you later. See, all you're trying to do is just follow the train. Just follow the train. Like that. That's it. Follow the train. Everybody's happy. We're golden. Let's get out of here. Cheerio!